Welcome or welcome back. This video is intended to teach you how to read the tarot court cards, the queens. The objectives are on the screen and timestamps are in the description box below. To catch up on the rest of the videos in this series, check the playlist in the description box. Let's get started. Let's begin with the elements. It's always the hardest thing to grasp, but once you get it, the ball is just rolling and everything just pieced together really nicely. So I think that's a really good place to start. So remember in the pages video where I said all pages are earth plus their suit? And in the knights video, I said that all knights are fire plus their suit. Well, the same thing applies here for the queens. All queens are water, nice, flowy, sexy, soft, sensual water, plus their suit. So what I want you guys to do is get a piece of paper. We're going to start with the Queen of Wands. You're going to write a line down the middle of that paper, and we're going to write watery traits on one side and fiery traits on the other side, because the Queen of Wands has both traits of water because she's a queen and fire because her suit is wands. So how will that look? How will that play out? So on the water side, I think of things like flow, emotion, softness, creativity. Blue, I think of the color green. I think of the birthing process. I think of peace, compassion, calmness, life-giving, but also life-taking, because rough waters could really hurt, drown, take someone's life. So life-giving, but also life-taking. I think of adaptable and formless. Silent power. I think of current, tides. I think of beauty, and also sometimes something that is overwhelming. I also think of the reflectiveness of water, how you could look in the water, you could look in a pond and you could see a reflection. So I think of reflectivity as well. So those are just some things that I think of when I think of the water element. Use my list and then add to it. Feel free to also add in the comment section below as well. So that is just one part of her personality, okay? Let's look at now her fiery traits, because she is the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Fire. So when I think of fire, I think of desire, passion, light, creativity, action, anger, change. I think of sexual activity in the purest form. I know this is YouTube, but let's just think of in its pure state. I think of something that is quick. I think of something that is protective, right? A life force, something that can also be destructive. I think of pleasure, and I also think of pain. So those are some things that I think of when I think of the element of fire. You could use some of these elemental traits to start to learn their personality. So when we get to the personality section of this video, you'll see how learning the elements really, really helps. So for example, the Queen of Wands, we know now, is the Queen of Water plus Fire. If there was a person and their personality comprised of water and fire, what do you think that would make the person act like? I think they're going to be warm. If the card came out in the upright position, I think this person is warm. They're charming. They would make you feel comfortable to be around. Think of like a hot tub. Doesn't that feel good? If there was a hot tub person, it would be the Queen of Wands. And I feel great in a hot tub. So that's how I would feel as a person made up of water and fire, right? But let's think about if the card was in reverse. What kind of personality would water and fire have? I'm thinking, oh no, too hot. Too hot. I'm in this hot tub and it broke and now it's too hot. This person is a hothead. Okay, the water got too hot and this person is a hothead. Or the fire is dimmed out completely and now this person is cold. They're not warm and loving. They're cold. They shut you out. suit. Okay, so that's how knowing the elements could start to play into their personality. All right, let's move on now to the Queen of Cups. You're going to get another piece of paper and make a line just the same way we did before. And we're going to write water on one side because she is a queen, and all queens are watery, right? And sensual and beautiful. And on the other side, we are going to write, well, water again, because she is the suit of cups. So everything that we had for water, we're just going to double it. So she is very peaceful. As a personality type, this person will be, think of like the beach on a nice, warm, sunny day, just beautiful and peaceful. You know, you got boats floating by, you got kids playing. I just see something beautiful and peaceful. But in the reverse, I'm thinking tsunami. I'm thinking catastrophic disaster. So as a personality type, a water person could be very peaceful and loving and devoting and caring. But on the other side, very detached, very manipulative. Think of how water can manipulate a boat, right? Think of how fierce water can be. And so that's how the Queen of Cups in reverse, think of that as a personality. Think of water gone wild. And it's water acting badly. Knowing the elements just make everything so easy. So we're now going to move on to the Queen of Swords. This queen gets such a bad rap. I feel sorry for her. I love you, Queen of Swords. Don't worry. So all of the watery traits that we had before, plop them on your list. And now we're going to focus on the air side. So when you think of the element of air, what do you think about? I see birds, right? So think of something that is loud, chirping, communicating. So when you think of communication, think of every type of communication. Typewriters, pencil, paper, crayon, even like a feather. You know how you could communicate with a quill? Think of every type of communication. That really opens up your imagination and therefore opens up the reading, okay? So I also think of colors blue, white, gray. I think of breathing, so like the breath of life. I think of thoughts, words, letters, something that's invisible or intangible. So think of things that are invisible, think of the spirit, think of intangible, think of knowledge, and also think of like a windstorm. Wind, air can be very pushy. So as a personality type, I'm thinking someone that is very pushy, someone that is very direct, able to communicate well, obviously with the air element, right? And because this person is so direct with their communication, that's what she is about. She is the queen of the air, queen of communication. She is going to call you and get the tea. Okay, she is queen of communication. So because of that, sometimes she gets a bad rap because she says what is on her mind. Plain, simple, and direct, and she's going to get to the bottom of it. But please remember that she is a queen, and therefore she has the water element. So though she may seem abrasive sometimes, right? Because sometimes wind can be very abrasive and very harsh. There is the element of water there that says, I am still soft and tender and lovable. Okay, so that's how I read the beautiful Queen of Swords. And I'm very partial to her because I am an air sign. I am the Queen of Swords. All right, let's move on to the Queen of Pentacles. This lovely, beautiful creature, she is water. So on one side of your paper, water again. And then the other side is earth. So think of earth. I think of green, brown, right? The basic earth tones and earth colors, even like gray. But I also think of something that is very stable and grounded. I think of security and just feeling safe, feeling good, feeling secure, feeling comfortable. And this is something that is tangible. So the swords is intangible or invisible. The pentacles is tangible and visible. When you get the pentacles, you know there is something tangible, something real. Okay. I also think of fertility when I think of Earth, good old Mother Earth, right? Speaking of Mother Earth, I feel this is a mother. But because she's holding a coin, I'm thinking of a working mother. You see how those elements told you right away her personality, right? Also thinking of Earth, I think of life and death. I think of money. Look at her holding that coin. I think of money. I think of something or someone that is dependable and solid. So if I was to use the elements to create a personality for this person, oh my goodness, she is so loving. Look at that little rabbit there. She is so loving. She loves the earth. She loves animals. She is really in tune with her body. Mother Earth. Oh my goodness. I just feel like a really good, motherly, stable, secure vibe. That's what I feel from this. But think about it in the reverse. Think about when Mother Earth is angry. Earthquakes. This person is very unstable. Oh my goodness. Think about an earthquake, how it affects the water. And this is water plus earth. So this person in the reverse is very unstable and the emotions play off of each other. The earth is shaking, so it's going to cause the water to shake and to be unstable. And because the water is vibrating, it's going to bounce back on Mother Earth and it's going to continue with its vibration. And so this person to me in reverse is someone that just spirals down, just thinking about how the earth and the water element play on each other in a negative situation really makes me feel like this person, when unstable, is a force to be reckoned with, okay? All right, so that's it for the elements portion of this video. And like I said before, that's the hardest part. So if you get that, then everything else is smooth sailing. Let's move on now to the zodiac section. We're going to start with the Queen of Wands. She is a queen of fire, therefore the queen of all the fire signs, okay? That's Aries, Leo, Sag. So think about all of your fire sign family, friends. What are they like when they're really acting good, quote unquote? Like, what are they like when they're at their best? I'm thinking extroverted, confident, ambitious, competitive, but competitive in a good way. Someone that's going to push you and help you, motivate you, someone bold and independent, a really good leader. You know, someone that people want to follow. Think of Beyonce. Right? People just want to follow her because she's very bold and confident and ambitious and kind of like a magnetizing pull. So think of all of those qualities and bring that to the Queen of Wands when she is upright. She's popular, she's attractive, she is a go-getter. This is what I think of when I think of all of my Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius friends and relatives. And that's what I bring to the cards when I'm doing a reading, okay? So add to that list. Now think about the fire signs in the reverse. Think about these same friends and relatives when they're acting bad, when they're acting poorly, bad temper, hothead, reckless, cowardly, introverted. Instead of having like that outgoing, bubbly personality, letting their fire element show, it's kind of like dimmed out. And so they're more introverted. They can be impatient, aggressive, selfish, and very jealous, and very mean, and very pushy. Okay? Did that hit a nerve for some of you guys? I hope not. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on from the Queen of Wands. A Queen of Cups. She is a water sign queen of the water. So we have Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, right? And these people, think about the ocean. How deep is the ocean? That's how deep the personality, the feelings, the thoughts of the cups can be. The Queen of Cups, she is a very deep thinker. She's sitting right next to the ocean. Think about how she connects to that body of water, how deep and how emotional these zodiac signs are. So Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, I think emotional, I think very psychic, kind-hearted, and I think go with the flow. Think about it. If you're a water person, right, the Queen of Cups, and remember from the elements, she's water plus water, so she's just gonna go with the flow. So that's what I feel here. And I also feel very family oriented. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, I do feel a very deep connection to their living family here, but also like a deep connection to their ancestors. You know, I just really feel that, especially when I think of the memory that water holds. I guess I should have mentioned that in the element section. When I think of water, I also think of ancestors and the memory that it holds. I don't know if that's getting a little too deep for you guys, but yeah, you could add that to the element section of water. All right, so in the reverse, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio in the reverse. Oh, you guys are in your feelings. And I feel drinkers. If there's going to be any of the queens who turns out to be like the drinker, I'm going to say it's you, Queen of Cups. You're holding a cup in your hand. So in reverse, I'm thinking someone that's drinking away their feelings. Someone like depressed. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, very, very, very deep thinkers, but a lot of times they tend to think about things in the past. When you dwell in the past, you tend to develop things like depression, okay? So that's what I feel when I see the Queen of Cups in reverse. I'm thinking water in reverse, very passive or overly emotional. These signs can be sometimes immature and manipulative. They could use their ability to really understand you because they're so good at understanding people. So they could use that to manipulate. And I also feel these signs can also have a tendency to be codependent. So you could think about those traits when thinking about the Queen of Cups. Bring your own Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio friends and relatives to the cards and see what you come up with. See what you bring to the table, and feel free to leave comments below. Okay, let's talk about the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Air, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I'm a Libra, so ouch, this is gonna hurt me. It's hurting in advance. But in upright, the air signs are very good at communication. They can really talk about their feelings. They can let you know. They can really dissect things. They're really good listeners. They're really good planners. Curious, they want to get to the bottom line. Smart. When you think of the Queen of Swords, when you think of the air sign Libras and Aquariuses, think of like a profession of a doctor or a lawyer or a professor. Think of those type of professions when you see this card. These people are social and they're lifetime learners, right? Sign them up for a class about any random thing. They're ready to go. You know, they're just into it. They're into learning always. They're a good, fun kiki. They're a good chat. You know, this is the person that you just want to talk to and just tell all your business to, because they're going to listen and they're going to give you an unbiased opinion. That's when they're in their upright. In the reverse, oh my goodness, they're not going to listen. They're just going to talk. Chatty, okay? Stuck in their head. Think of the air. Think of just being stuck in the clouds. So these people could get stuck in the clouds and appear very airy. You could be like gossipy, wishy-washy. Think of like the air and the breeze, how it just kind of blows by. Blows this way, blows that way, very wishy-washy. So you could bring that element to this card as well. And then these people can be very stuck in their head about the future, about things that don't necessarily matter now. So these signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, they're more prone to have anxiety. They're so fixated about what's coming, what's next, that they can't live in the moment. So the Queen of Swords in reverse does not live in the moment, and she's an anxious mess, and her head is in the clouds. So that's how I see it, okay? But bring your air sign friends and families to the card. What does your Gemini, Libra, Aquarius friends and family act like when they're good? And what do they act like when they're bad, right? Bring all of that to the cards, and also in the comment section below, let me know, share with me. All right, so moving on to the Queen of Pentacles. This is the Queen of Earth. This is the stable, grounded Earth sign. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So these people, oh my goodness, the Taurus, Virgos, and Capricorn, very grounded. They kind of focus on the material, because remember, this is the only sign, right? This is the only one that is actually materialized, that is tangible, because water is formless. It takes the form of whatever you put it in. Air is, there, but not there, right? And the fire, you cannot grab a ball of fire, right? Realistically. So these are the only signs that are tangible. So they are very grounded. They are very stable, and very solid, very solid. So in the upright, they love stability. These signs, they really gravitate towards something or someone that's going to make them feel stable. In the reverse, that translates to being codependent, because they're just really seeking something or someone to latch onto to fulfill them so they feel stable. Okay, but back to being in the upright. They are money driven, very detail oriented, practical, and they are feelers. They're very tactile. They like to be rubbed and touched for the most part, right? And they're very reliable. So absolutely, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, very, very decent, well-rounded sign. In the reverse, however, pleasure seekers. Remember how I said in the upright, they're very tactile, like to be touched, like to be rubbed, like to be massaged. Well, in reverse, this could play out two different ways. Sometimes it could show as the person not wanting to be touched, rubbed, like their senses are turned off. In the reverse, this person could be someone that doesn't want to be touched, doesn't want to be, maybe they had some trauma in the past that now led to them being closed off. Or this could show as someone being too pleasure seeking, someone that just really needs to be overly stimulated at all times. Sometimes that translates to being like hedonistic, just like too pleasure seeking. So it could go either way. It just depends on the question that you're asking and the other cards that support what you're talking about. In reverse, this one can be also very stubborn and judgmental, overly picky. This person could be an overspender. You see how she's holding that coin? Well, think about in reverse, she's letting that coin go. Just like buying anything and everything. I think of that because Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, normally very good with money and budgeting and things like that. But in reverse, they could just be so materialistic that they just want to buy any and everything. Amazon, eBay, Shein, wherever, whatever, take the money, I want it. That's what I feel like with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, okay? So like I said before, bring your Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn friends and family to the reading and see how you could beef up the zodiac portion of your readings. And it really just opens everything up, and it gives your customers a better understanding for what you're trying to say. All right, we are done with section 2. If you need a break, go ahead and pause the video here. Everyone else, let's continue. We are moving on to the personality. If you have not subscribed to this channel yet, please take this time to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much. It really just helps my channel grow. So remember from the page's personality is someone maybe like childhood to young adult, right? That beginning stage. And then the Knight's video, we learned that that's more of the middle stage, the working stage, maybe 20s to 40s, right? If we're talking about age. So in that respect, the personality of the queens would be an older adult, someone who's not in their working phase anymore, because that's the Knights. And she's not in the beginning phase anymore because that's the page. So if you get a queen, know that this represents a mature personality type or a mature place or mature event. So we'll talk about events and places in the next section, but know that the queens just overall represent maturity. All right, so if you pulled the Queen of Wands, as a profession, I would think of an entertainer for sure. A professional entertainer, though, or like an influencer. If someone wanted to be a YouTube influencer or IG model, and I pull the Queen of Wands in the upright, this is like an absolute definite yes, because the Queen of Wands is just that. She's a professional influencer. She's an entertainer. She is brave. She has the personality of a confident person. Think of her elements. Think of that water plus that fire. Think of the zodiac signs that she's tied into. The fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So brave, confident, independent, bold, passionate. And I feel like this is like the lucky one. You know, she's just like the one that always just gets everything. The good luck person. That's what I feel with her. I feel like the it girl or the it guy, the type that says, I want it, I got it. Definitely, that's the Queen of Wands. Someone that is very beautiful, very optimistic. You see that sunflower in her hand. That sunflower represents beauty and vitality, and someone that you want to share with because they're going to share with you. That's the Queen of Wands. Remember the hot tub analogy I gave earlier? Someone that just feels warm and good to be around. Like a mature spirit, a mature soul. In reverse, though, woo! Take all of that good stuff I said and reverse it. So her personality, brash, hot temper. Oh my goodness, what a hothead, a hot shot. And you see that little cat? You see that cat? So in reverse, I call her the copycat. She is not original at all. Not creative. In the upright, very creative. In reverse, copycat. She's jealous, vengeful, and a brat. Oh my goodness, you do not want to be around her. She's violent. See that stick in her hand? She's gonna whack you with it. That's what I feel. And this person takes no accountability. No accountability. She's going to blame it on someone else. And the way that I think of that, look at that cat again. I feel like in reverse, she's going to blame things on the cat, whoever that cat is, or blame things on her shadow self. Like she always has an excuse. Someone else's fault. She's going to blame the cat. Blame it on the rain, blame it on the tree, blame it on someone but herself. So that's what I feel with the Queen of Wands in reverse. That's her personality. Very pessimistic, a Debbie Downer. And I feel like she's just an overall mean person. In reverse. And also, yes, depending on the type of reading, I always get her for like the other woman. Okay, or maybe like even the other guy, just depending on, you know, who you're doing a reading for. But yeah, if you're wondering about like the other woman and the Queen of Wands comes up in reverse, you could just stop the reading right there, wrap it up, you got your answer. So that's what I get for the Queen of Wands in reverse. Moving on now to the Queen of Cups. So when I combine the element of water and water and I combine the zodiac, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, I'm thinking of someone who would be a great stay-at-home mom. So when I see the Queen of Cups, I'm thinking someone who is so devoted to her family, devoted to the emotional wellness of the family, that I really do see like a stay-at-home mom or like a counselor or a pre-K teacher. You know what I mean? I don't see this person as a teacher. I see the Queen of Swords as a teacher or a professor, but I see this person as like a pre-K teacher or like a Sunday school teacher, something like that, where it's like more of like an intimate teaching setting. I literally see a vision of like mother duck and a bunch of baby ducks following. That's what I see when I see the Queen of Cups, okay? So this person's an empath, very nurturing, mom type. This person has good memories. Water holds so many memories. And I don't want to get too deep in this video, but water holds memories, okay? And I feel like because this is a water sign, these people have really good memories. Very intuitive, dreamers, very wise and understanding, quiet, submissive, right? If you want a submissive partner and you pull the Queen of Cups in the upright, yeah, you know it's a submissive partner. But in reverse, ooh, no. Not so much. This person is a pleasure giver. So with the pentacles, they're more pleasure seekers, but with the cups, they're more pleasure givers. Ooh, right? In reverse, way too sensitive, moody, naive, overwhelming feelings, just too much. Like so many feelings you don't know where to put them. So how I remember that with her, you see her cup with the lid on it. I think of the lid trying to hold in and get a handle on her feelings. But in reverse, the lid is off, the feelings have spilled out, and she's drowning in her emotions. I literally see her drowning in feelings. She could be too quiet, maybe not speaking about her emotions. I see her also as like a taker, because think of like the ocean, going back to the element, think of like the ocean. When the tides come in, sometimes it's going to take everything in its way, in its path, and suck it back into the ocean. So Queen of Cups in reverse, I'm thinking takers, maybe someone greedy, moody, emotional. Think of like the ocean. That moon sits and shines its light on the ocean every night. You know, the moon plays with our emotions, right? So this person in reverse is very moody, emotionally manipulative, like I said, and delusional. Imagine someone looking and seeing things through like water goggles all day, like very delusional. And I also see this person as maybe having empty nest syndrome. So think of like a mom who was a stay-at-home mom forever, and now all her kids have moved out. And so her nest is empty. And I see this person as being like empty nest syndrome. That's what I see for the Queen of Cups. Feel free to grow my list in the comment section below. Add to my list, help my list grow. Okay, so moving on now to the Queen of Swords. When you think of the Queen of Swords, remember, these are air signs, so they're very good with communication. So think of professions like lawyer, professor, doctor, but also like politics. This would be someone who's a public speaker, maybe like a news anchor or something like that, a news person, something like that. That's the professions that I see with the Queen of Swords. These people are witty, smart, very social. In the upright, very, very good listeners. They're direct, they're exciting, imaginative. They are professional students. I think I said that before. These people just love to learn, right? The air signs, they just love information. This is the information suit, the suit of swords, suit of information, and they all love it. Good speakers, good studiers, very good studiers, and very good at finding solutions. These are solution-oriented people. In reverse, they could appear very spacey, sharp tongue. Ooh, just say whatever's on their mind. So mean and rude. Head could be in the clouds. They could be a bad listener. Talk way too much. So they're not a good listener. Talk way too much. I also feel like they know everything. So people that resonate with the Queen of Swords in reverse, they really do feel like they know everything. There's nothing else for you to teach them. So they don't take direction well. Unforgiving, holds things in, like holds grudges, and really just take things personally. So that's what I see with the Queen of Swords. But also, I feel like this is the widow. This would be the widow because, no one wants to put up with this person's BS because this person does not take direction. I'm talking like even in a professional setting or a romantic setting. This person is so good at hiding their feelings. Remember, they're air. And they do have that element of water, so they are loving and caring, but it's the air element that is dominant. So a lot of times no one ever gets to see the soft, loving, flowy side. And so these end up as like single moms. This would be representing definitely a widow or someone who's an absent mom. An absentee mom will definitely show up as like the Queen of Swords in reverse. She can definitely identify as dismissive, avoidant. All right. Moving on to Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. So this is Queen of Earth. And I could just see someone who is very detail oriented. Look at how she's really studying that big circle in her hand. Replace that with anything you want. That could be a child. That could be homework. That could be blueprints to a house. That could be a new car. Replace it with anything. Whatever it is, she is really focused on it. Really like dive deep into whatever that is. So I see detail oriented. I see grounded, self-reliant. Self-reliant. I also see a working mom. There's a bunny there. So with the bunny, I'm thinking family. Bunnies represent family. So this is a family-oriented person, and she has that coin. So family-oriented and money-driven. So this is a working mom. Unlike the Queen of Cups, who's just focused on the family. She doesn't care about the money. She just wants to know that her family feels good, feels safe, feels secure. The Queen of Pentacles also wants to make sure that her family is safe, secure, and loved, but also wants to go out and make some coins. She wants the family and she wants the money. She wants it all. She is the most well-rounded. You see that circle in her hand? That just makes me think well-rounded. All right. She got the family. She got the man. She got the money. What else can I say about her? She is someone that is good with animals and plants, maybe an herbalist or a vet, something like that. I really do see a vet as a Queen of Pentacles type. A really good teammate, a good team worker, strong, self-reliant, well-rounded. Yeah, this is a really good overall person to have around in the upright. In reverse, pleasure seeker, pleasure seeker, pleasure seeker. Very messy, materialistic, stubborn. Oh, greedy, greedy. I just see this person as a glutton. And I see no work, home, life balance. In the upright, you go to work, you come home, you take care of your kids. But in reverse, maybe work's getting in the way. So you're not as attentive to your home situation as you should be. That's what I see. Or maybe this person, because they're so naturally connected with their body in the upright, in reverse, maybe really insecure about your body. In the upright, you love your body. In the reverse, you're really insecure about it. overly critical, and maybe someone who cannot feel pleasure, because the earth signs are really tactile and tangible, but in reverse, maybe you can't enjoy those feelings. So this would be someone who I'd say would drown their feelings in drugs, more of like pills, because look at the round thing she's holding. So that's what I would think. Cups, the Queen of Cups, I'm thinking more alcohol. And the Queen of Pentacles, I'm thinking more like hard substance. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so that's a wrap for the personality section. We have covered elements. We have covered the zodiac. We have covered personalities. Now we're going to move into events and places, and then we'll end it with action and advice. So let's say you're doing a spread and you're asking about an event or a place, and you get a court card, a queen, as the descripting card. And you're like, what in the world does this mean in terms of an event or a place, right? So, first of all, if you're thinking of a queen, we know that it's a more mature place. So you're not going to think of like a park. That would be a page, right? As an event or a place. If you get a page, then you know you're going to the kiddie section at McDonald's, for example. But if you get a queen, you know you're going somewhere upscale. If you're going on a date, for example, he's not going to take you to the drive-through. He's going to take you somewhere more respectable, somewhere more upscale. Okay, so that's how you could kind of get into the mind frame of a queen representing an event or a place. So if we're talking about the Queen of Wands, this is something high energy. I'm thinking nightclub. Look at that little black cat. Hello, nightclub, because she is fun. She told me to get fancy. I got all dressed up. I saw her. I got dressed up immediately because I knew I was going to have fun. She's going to a nightclub. She's going to just have the best time of her life. So somewhere like maybe a fashion show or a concert, something like a fancy restaurant, somewhere that you're going to have a lot of fun. Maybe someone's going to be doting on you. People are going to give you lots of compliments, things like that. People are going to make you feel good. I love it. In reverse, though, as a place or event, this is going to be a very low vibe, low energy, like a low budget place. This is a low budget place. Like if you thought you were going to go see Destiny Child, for example, and then you get there and it's a whole knockoff, some high school students doing a whole talent show. Totally not what you expected. Definitely not what you signed up for. Or it could be something, maybe you're bored because it's something that you've done so many times. So maybe Disney World was fun the first 20 times, and now it's very boring and unappealing. So those are some things as an event or place if you pull the Queen of Wands. Feel free to use your own intuition, and if you come up with more exciting or better examples, please share them with me in the comment section below, because I would love to hear them. This is just what comes to me when I look or think about the Queen of Wands. Okay, so let's move on to the Queen of Cups. I'm thinking a very high emotional event. Someone says where you're going next week, what's going to happen. Like, they want you to do a reading and you pull the Queen of Cups. Boom. They're probably going to go to a wedding, or maybe they're going to have the birth of maybe like a grandchild or something like that. Something very emotional, something to make them feel good. That's what's going to happen. That's the kind of place or event that I would say would be associated with her. Maybe like Valentine's Day. Something that makes you feel good, feels valued, and something or a place that makes you feel thought about. Whereas in reverse, you're feeling like an afterthought. This was not something that was set up for you. You definitely was not considered, or the event made you feel unappreciated. Something like that. Something like very disappointing. An event or a place that's going to make you feel unvalued, not thought about. Maybe even like a funeral, somewhere like that, or a farewell party. Maybe someone is leaving and it's, very sad, you're parting ways. Think of a place where maybe you're going to get made fun of, a roast session. I would not want to go to this place. If I pulled a card and it was a Queen of Cups to represent an event or place, I would stay home that day. I would not go. Moving on. Queen of Swords. Okay, as an event or place, this is definitely saying school. School vibes, hospital vibes, your lawyer's office, something like that. Sterile. I'm thinking things that are all white and shiny. Like the place that the children cannot come. That's where, as a Queen of Swords, an event, you're not bringing your children here. This is not fun for them. Okay, it might even be dangerous for children, is what I'm feeling. This could also be something as trivial as like running errands, because look at that sword in her hand. As a place or event, I'm thinking she's looking at her list. She wrote out a list and now she's looking at it. So this to me could be like running errands, something like that. Or maybe going to the library or a banquet, because remember, these are queens, so these are mature places. So like a banquet, an assembly, a conference, or because she is air, somewhere like a podcast, maybe to go listen to a podcast or to perform at a podcast, for example, something like that. Something or some place that's very orderly. Okay, in reverse though, a gossip fest, hot mess, poor communication. I'm thinking static. I see her in reverse and I hear static. So someplace, very unorderly. Loud, just everyone talking all over each other, kind of like a free for all. That's what I feel in the reverse. Or maybe someone who cannot speak their mind, so you're at a place where you feel stifled, so maybe like, let's say for example, you're at a graduation and you want to yell for your child. You just want to yell, but you know how they have the rules that say hold your applause until the end. So basically you feel stifled. You can't say what you want to say. That's an event or place that could be represented by the Queen of Swords in reverse. Okay. So moving on to events or places represented by the Queen of Pentacles. So this person is very nature driven to me. So you could be going camping, hiking, for a walk, a picnic. But because this person is so well rounded, I do see someone doing hands-on type things like pottery or a petting zoo. I do see someone shopping. You are holding a coin. So as an event or place, this is definitely some place fun, some place where you're going to feel safe to be at, secure to be at. You're not going to be afraid. You're definitely going to have fun. But in reverse, you're unsafe. You feel like you're in danger or it's a hazard. Definitely a no-go for me. I'm staying inside. You are feeling outside of your comfort zone. It's something you haven't done or tried before. You're definitely very afraid. So as an event or place, if I pulled the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, I would pull a couple other like clarifying cards, because this could be something as serious as harm, like physical harm, because the Suit of Pentacles is a physical suit. So this could be harm to your body, or it could be something as light as you just coming out of your comfort zone, and it could be a good lesson on the other side. So this is definitely a card where you would need a clarifier. But yes, that is what I have as events or places. Let's move on now to action and advice. If you have been here this entire time and you have not liked, comment, subscribed, or shared this video yet, what are you doing? I'm going to give you a couple seconds to, show me some love. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. Action and advice. Remember, these are queens. They are mature. They are regal. So the actions that they are telling you to do and the advice that they are telling you to do, first and foremost, is to be mature, to act from a place of maturity, because they're telling you, your guides are telling you that you should already know this. Action or advice, this is something you should already know because it's a queen. Had it been a page or a knight, it would have said something like, oh, you're still learning, you're still working your way through it. But no, we're not in the learning or working our way through it phase. You have a queen here. So this is telling me that you know the lesson. You know this. You should be acting accordingly. So first and foremost, action and advice. You pull a queen. You already know how you should act. Let's get to it, right? So it's kind of like a slap up the head, like, a friendly knock up the head from your mom, okay? So action and advice, if you pulled a Queen of Wands, they're saying do what you want because you should be so confident at this point. You should be so confident and knowledgeable of the subject matter. Do what you want. Put yourself first. Have fun. Be creative. Action and advice is for you to believe in yourself. At this point, the Queen of Wands, you are very magnetic. You're very charming. You're very beautiful. You have all the charm and charisma and spunk that it takes to do whatever you're asking about. So just do it. I would say know that someone is looking out for you because I see that little black cat in front of her as someone looking out, someone going before her and like making sure that the coast is clear. And it's okay for you to be optimistic. It's okay for you to do something creative, to do something beautiful, to do something that you love. Okay? That's the action and advice that I would give someone and with the Queen of Wands, okay? In reverse, though, this lets me know that you're letting fear take over. So now I look at that black cat. That little black cat tells me a lot in this card, okay? So in reverse, I'm looking at like the black cat as being superstitious. And you're letting fear take over. And you're not being your true, authentic self. So this is the energy that you're giving off. This is the advice that you need to know, that you're giving off a negative energy. You're letting fear take over. You'd be like a fraidy cat is what I would say. I would also say this person is using beauty over brains, and they should be using brains over beauty. Take time to build your confidence first. Maybe your confidence is too high. Your confidence could be a little bit too high in this particular situation, and your action or advice would be to like just reel it back a little bit, study, learn. Maybe you need to take a class. Maybe you need to learn, maybe get like a counselor or a helper or, something like that before you just jump out and leap on your own. Moving on to the Queen of Cups. So action and advice, stay calm in this situation. The Queen of Cups, she is water on water. She is very calm and she's very peaceful. So stay calm. Maybe you need to focus on others. Pay attention to your immediate surroundings. Pay attention to your teenage children. Something ain't right, check their backpacks, check their rooms, stuff like that. That's exactly the vibe I get as action and advice for the Queen of Cups, all right? I also get for you to use compassion in whatever situation this is. Use compassion, pay attention to your dreams, and use your intuition. This is like the person that knows what's up, but it's like just doesn't want to believe. Like, your partner is doing terrible things, but you don't want to believe it. If I pull this card for you, action and advice, believe your intuition, believe your dreams. What you're seeing, it is real. It's true. Definitely. In reverse, action or advice, you need self-care. In the upright, this card tells you focus on other people, make sure your home life is okay and stable. But in reverse, you need to pull back, give the family some space, give the children some space. Perhaps even you're in a domestic violent situation or at risk to be at a domestic violent situation and you need to get away. Okay, so definitely action or advice with the Queen of Cups is self-care. Put yourself first. Pull away or pull back from the family. Maybe you just need to go on a solo trip, you know what I'm saying, a girl's trip, something where you could focus on yourself and just do some self-care. So that's the Queen of Cups, upright and reverse. Action and advice for the Queen of Swords. I would say pay attention to what's being said. This is very important. Picture you doing a relationship reading. An action or advice is the Queen of Swords. What does that mean? That means talk to your partner, communicate with your partner, pay attention to the words that are coming out of your partner's mouth. You know, if you had an appointment, if you had any type of meeting with someone and you pull the Queen of Swords, this is telling you pay attention to the words that that person is saying because they're going to be profound. It's going to be something that you need to hear. This could also be the advice saying to visit a professional. Remember, the Queen of Swords, she's a teacher, she's a doctor, she's a lawyer, she's a business owner, you know, like a real professional. Just picture someone with a suit and tie, right? So this could tell you to go visit a professional. Maybe you need to visit your dentist, you know, for example. It could also be telling you to keep a level head. This person always has their head above the clouds and they're level. And they're always thinking and thinking before they speak. So action and or advice could be think before you speak. And to get your point across, go into whatever meeting that you're having, whatever situation, and say what's on your mind and don't be afraid of saying what's on your mind. Definitely the Queen of Swords, action and or advice. Say what's on your mind. Get your point across. Definitely good communication vibes there. But in reverse, action or advice, oh my gosh, you might have to cut someone off, and you might have to cut them off by any means necessary. That person could just be a terrible person. Just needs to be blunt. You just might need to be blunt. Or because this is communication and it's in reverse, it could be telling you to be quiet and to not say anything at all. So this is where I would do some other cards to see what exactly it's telling me to do. Should I be cruel and mean and cut someone off, or should I just be quiet and observe and see what happens, right? So yes, this could also be divorce. This could definitely be divorce, cutting someone out of your life. Action and or advice. This could be telling you that the person you're dealing with is a liar. They're just not being truthful. So they're talking around things. So this just could be warning you of someone that you're dealing with. All right, moving on to action and advice for the Queen of Pentacles. This is the tangible suit. So the advice here would be to do something tangible, like get a massage. Maybe you need to go out and get a pamper session, right? Or do something that balances you. Because remember, she is the home life and the work life. She has that good balance. So action or advice would be to do something that really balances your work and your home life. I also feel like a earthly vibe here. So I'm seeing yoga. I'm seeing exercise. This advice would be to do some low impact exercise. The Queen of Wands, I would say high impact exercise like running and things like that. This is more like weight training, Pilates, things like that. So I see that for sure. I see drinking teas. So action advice would be, connect with Mother Earth, sit in the grass and meditate, drink some herbal teas, use your skills. This person has a lot of innate born skills. So action and advice would be to use your skills, use your hands, do some pottery, plant something, draw something, paint something, something of that nature. But in reverse, I'm feeling like the situation you're asking about is not fertile. Definitely not fertile ground. You're wasting your time. Do not continue to work on it. Do not continue to oversee it or put your energy into it. Action and advice, your home and work life is definitely off. You're putting in way too much overtime and your children are running amok or your husband or wife is running amok. So you need to reel it back. That would definitely be the action or advice I would give. For the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, you're doing too much work in. Also, action or advice could be that you look too unkept. And sometimes you just get so comfortable in the sweatpants and the messy bun, and that's fine. But maybe you're overdoing it and people are starting to see you as a slob kebab. So Queen of Pentacles in reverse will definitely be clean up your act. You know what I mean? Clean it up. Get off the couch. I also see the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, action and advice. You could be coming off as too smothering. So the greenery in the upright position looks beautiful. It's not overwhelming, but in reverse, think of it as growing nonstop and smothering you. So maybe you're coming off as smothering and you need to pull it back a little bit. So that could be action and or advice. Clean it up, clean your act up, pull it back a little bit. Maybe you're overwhelming, or maybe you're too much of a perfectionist. Yes, you have the home life and the work life and the beautiful 2.5 kids and the whatever, right? But maybe you're too perfect. Maybe you're too much of a perfectionist. So maybe you need to take a look at that, okay? So that's what I see for action and advice for the beautiful queens. But I do want to just throw in there, like how I would personally rank them. This is just my personal ranking system. In fourth place, we have the beautiful Queen of Cups. Girl, I love you, but sometimes you're just too emotional for me, and I just cannot deal with that. I just cannot. Okay, so fourth place, but I do love you. And the Queen of Swords comes in third place. Queen, I do love you too, but that tongue of yours gets you in trouble. You just don't know when to be quiet sometimes, and you could be very passive aggressive, and I just can't deal with that. So you are in third place. I do love you. And the Queen of Wands is in second place. This is the beautiful, sexy, confident Queen of Wands, but she is in second place because she needs validation. And sometimes Miss Queen of Wands could just be a little full of herself and a little selfish or jealous. So for that reason, my beautiful Queen of Wands, you are in second place. But girl, I see you. Yes, I see you. And in first place is the Queen of Pentacles. Miss Thing has it all. She does it all. She has the big house, the kids, the husband, the everything. She knows how to have a great time, and she also knows how to take care of her family. She is just the it person, the most ideal of the group in my eyes. I just really love her. Let me know in the comment section below, how would you rank them? How would you rank them and why? That is it. I hope you guys learned something from this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And until next time, bye.